Good evening, Bhaktas. I welcome to USA, Sabharanath's Transporter's mother to USA. Welcome, my dear mother. Where is the camera? Welcome to Mahadev Saman program called Mahi. The 2 weeks old baby, less than 2 weeks. Welcome to the world. Welcome to USA, the mother. Welcome to the world. For an exciting innings on the planet. Welcome to Srimati Soumya to our Puja from California. She's not here. Welcome to the would-be deputy CEO of a huge conglomerate of a company, Srimati Saraswati from Austin. Is your home place. And welcome to Sri Ravi, her husband, the president of Shirdi Baba Temple in Austin. I said in the quote, those who listen to Sai's story will get the best of life. How true it is in the last 2 weeks, in the last 1 week alone, so many people brought issues. Last 2 weeks, last 1 month, everybody's problem is getting solved, as evidenced by you find. Some major issues, right? Anything to do with human anatomy and physiology is major because that threatens your life. And therefore, those who are listening to Sai's story, I concluded, has immense benefits. The immensity of which I cannot talk in satsangs for 1 hour. I am talking this 25 hours a day and 8 days a week. Is my throat okay? The chief cinematographer, devotee. Listening to Sai's story, I've been telling Sai's story for 25, 30, 35 years. In my private conversations, people who listen to me, they don't even remember. That's what I said in the body of the email. I said, you often believe in Shirdi Baba, yet more often than not, you forget him, right? Sabotaging your own sabotaging, your own interests. I said in the email, I don't remember the full body, but I said, don't you know by now our Dwarakamayi Puja changes all this equation, bad equation? Again, my email, and changes the color of your life, changes the equation in your life to that of a new beginning. That's what I said before. I talk about the gate, 3 gates, kiosks, 3 kiosks, and 1 actual gate, with human being, right? Entering Srimati Jai Shri's home, Sri Shankar Metla's home. The entry was very easy for me because all those people around me are IT giants. They just take the cell phone and then when come the kiosk, a real person they don't like. Yeah. I wish they show me some app towards me and then I start, no preparation, all my books are coming out of my mouth and brain. Some app, one day, someday. I'm saying that listening to Sai's story has immense benefits. What kind of benefits? To listen to Shirdi Baba's blessing, you need some character. You need to develop some kind of an equation with Shirdi Baba. What kind of equation? You have to first surrender totally. Uncle, wo to bada mushkil hai. People are telling me that is very difficult, I know. Surrendering is very, very difficult because I am going to read 3 qualities for a total surrender. And then we will go into the nitty-gritty heart of the topic. What is total surrender? The book says, oh God, all my possessions are yours, the body and the indriyas are yours. It's not Bhagavad Gita, it's a Shirdi Baba's philosophy. All my indriyas are yours, and the feeling of I and mine. This is mine, like the 4-year-old child says, right? This is mine, not yours. This is mine, that is mine. All cell phones the parents have, that is mine. So that minus and I-ness should go away. I am zero and you are everything. This is the first step towards surrender. This is not a total surrender. This is just the beginning of the surrender. And the total surrender is something else. This is the way, showing you the way. You have to remove your ahankar and mamakara. Ahankara and mamakara. What is ahankar? This is what gives. These are the main obstacles to spiritual upliftment. Get rid of these deep impressions, these 2 depressions in your mind. Bhagavan Shirdi Baba, you are everything and I am nothing. You are everything and I am nothing is what ultimately shows. Most of you have that attitude, I know. Some people will say suddenly, in a rush because dinner is getting ready, the husband is calling you, you will say, I am everything, you are nothing. Sitting in front of Shirdi Baba. I have seen one such person in another city. I am nothing. He says that you are nothing, I am everything. And she will go for the dinner. And then what happens to the dinner, I'll tell you later. Okay, I'll tell you later. That means complete surrender to Shirdi Baba is not there. It's not available to everybody. Neither can you achieve that in a short time. Overnight, you cannot achieve this. According to Sripad Shivallabha Charitamritam, you have to spend 10 lakh janmas. 10 lakh, 10 lakh, I add 1 crore. Like in India, everybody is, somebody is corrupt to the tune of what? 10,000 lakhs crores. I bet the crore is missing. It is there in the news every day, right? Therefore, you have to go for a complete surrender. First, for complete surrender, you have to cleanse your heart and the development of good, spotless character, and then the controlling of the indriyas. A happy mind, a pure mind, a purity of 12. Remember Lord Rama and others beyond Shipa, Shilava, beyond 12. And then the consciousness level beyond. Can I have some water? Consciousness level beyond 8. You all know what is 8 and what is 12. So you have to have a beautiful mind. When you have a beautiful mind, you can develop good character, and then that will pave the way to total surrender of the fruits of action to Shirdi Baba. Thank you. God bless you. You have to surrender all your actions to Shirdi Baba, and all the pal, that is the fruits of labor, fruits of all your actions, you have to surrender. And that is how, and then a lot of people are there that they are all surrendering all everything because they are trying to do all bad actions. Their thoughts are bad, and then they tell everybody, hey, Baba is the doer. Baba is the one who gives me bad thoughts, and therefore I am doing everything, and the results will depend on Shirdi Baba. That is hypocrisy. Such hypocrisy is there, and some people, I have seen it. They all listen to the satsang. Next day, nobody talks about the satsang. Some people did the satsang. Some people did the puja last week. They are all very creditable, very noble people. In California, they did last week, and then they had a good supper, of course. And then today they are listening to the satsang, and then they will have a good prasad once again. They are lucky people, right? Twice a month they are getting Dwarakamayi prasad. So a true devotee will say to Baba, Baba, the fruits of this action belong to you, and in reality you are making this body as your instrument to do those good acts. As I have told you in the good karma engineering lecture about 6 months ago, in order to get pure, cleanse your mind, you have to have good thoughts. Good thoughts will lead to good action. If ultimately you come through this process, you come there, your body, mind, and spirit, tan, man, dhan, in all the three qualities, you will belong to Shirdi Baba. It is at that point, Hematpan says, internal worship will help. All this process is, according to Hematpan, this is internal worship. And then in the internal worship, the fruits of one's labor, the fruits of one's action, automatically Baba takes. That is the meaning of total surrender. And when I talk about total surrender, I told you 15, 20 years I've been talking about. After all these years, let me say that again. After all these years, some people don't understand Shirdi Baba. Why is that happening? Somewhere you are going wrong. In your thought process, you are going wrong. After all these years of listening to lecture and listening to all the Sadguru's books, when you commit a mistake, that is no good. In a total surrenders, you have to follow all the things I defined so briefly. Shirdi Baba's devotees, there are dime a dozen who followed this theory. Shirdi Baba's devotees, even today, his contemporaries, and even today, a number of people are following to achieve total surrender, knowing full well that it is not possible. Why is it not possible? In my individual lectures, I always tell you that it's not possible. But then, under what circumstances, Mama, all these things are possible? There are some circumstances. Baba will fry you from the frying pan to the fire. And when he does that, you will understand that he is doing this. Don't be crying. Baba, I offered Tannamandan and then you are frying me. I have gone through a lot of frying pan to the fire. I am going through. But then I am catching on to his feet. I always say, you can do this, Baba. You will do this for me because I am singing your glory 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. So why fry me? Because he is trying to lift me into some other plane. You remember planes? What are the planes in subtle world, subtle world, gross consciousness, subtle consciousness, and then mental consciousness? Eighth level, you become God. So you become God. But then at the fourth level, it's a precipice. You fall down at the fourth level. Very great people have fallen down, including Lord, God, Maharishi, Vishwamitra had a fall when he reached fourth level. I'm not getting into the story. All of you know, except the children. When Vishwamitra can fall, he was Vishwarada, he was a prince. He wanted to see Lord Shiva and get lots of boons. Ultimately, he got it. But what is that ultimate? What happened to Ravana? Right? In thoughts and action, he committed a mistake. Otherwise, he was the greatest devotee of Lord Shiva. Shiva could give him anything. Even when he wanted Atma Lingam, he wanted the entire Kailash, he was trying to lift. Shiva pressed him, right, with his thumb, and then he was disabled. And then finally he spoke to Lord Shiva, he got what he wanted, the Atma Lingam, with some conditions. And those conditions Ravana could not fulfill, right, under the plot by Vishnu and Vigneshwara. Vinayaka, all those, the Brahma and others, plotted and then defeated Ravana. In this Kali Yuga also, when you are planning to achieve something, when you are planning to become a global vice president, when you want to become a senior director, you will be put to a lot of problems. Recently, I came to know 6 or 7 cases where people want to become a global vice president. With headquarters globally somewhere else other than United States, okay? England, India, Philippines, anywhere except Russia. All these persons are getting tremendous opposition. There is a PhD in a southern city who has got all the intelligence, extraordinary work, and very brilliant and very, assimilation of ideas and conveying everything. She's very fast, greatest laser-like focus. She developed 3 enemies. We are discussing the problem in the last 1 week. Somebody here needs to be promoted to vice president operations of his company. It's a global company. They have promoted him, the paper is ready, but then they are not divulging the fact that he has been promoted. He has to visit the global headquarters and then find out. There is another person in Austin. She is working so noble work. She is not afraid of anybody. She doesn't have any qualms about theories, about fuel pumps, to talking technology, everything she does brilliantly well. She has developed, only recently I came to know, probably a few hours before the satsang, that there are enemies developing. When you are very bright, when you are going up the organization, you will develop enemies. The fellow who was talking with you the day before would be your enemy unbeknownst to you. You got to be careful. There are people in this world, because I have told you in one lecture, this is Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, you will develop enemies when you are very successful. Our host is a very successful person. He changed companies years ago. And then he also had his complaints about some people. Mama, they are not allowing me to go up. He changed his companies twice and then he is very happy with his job. I hope he will be happy throughout his career. He is young and he has got several more years to go. Similarly, other people. I told you Austin, I told you Atlanta, I told you about India. An email came to me yesterday night. Mama, I want to change my job because they are not raising my salary. This is a great devotee in Chennai, India, southern India. And she says, I do my best And then I'm not getting anything. I reminded her, in the last 1 year, did you not win that Singapore account? In the last 2 years, did not Baba give you twins? She wanted one child, Baba gave twins. Both are girls. Lovely, lovely girls. They are talking so much. Wherever, even in the street, going in a car in Chennai, there is one Shirdi Baba temple. Any other temple, the children are hardly 1.5 and 2 years, less than two. In a Baba temple, they will say Baba. Right from the birth in their home, 6-month-old child, Baba statue, they go and sit down and, close their eyes. Hardly 6 months. How do they get it? You just think about it. This is probably total surrender coming from a 6-month-old child. And her children are like that, she told me today. But then she always wants more and more. She wants a better job where she has asked for 25 lakhs annual salary. In India, 25 lakhs is nothing. You have to go for a crore. I wish it is 25 crores. Nobody gives 25 crores. If anybody, Naveen and Shrikant, they know Indian salary standards. I don't. But then she is asking from 16.5 lakhs annual to 25 lakhs. I told her in the email, you will get much more than 25 lakhs. Whatever you want, because you are following a strict, rigorous discipline in following Shirdi Baba, that's why you are getting everything that you want. But she has to send me an email. One email, she says in the email footnote, if I tell uncle, everything comes to me. I'm not the giver. I am not the giver. The giver is elsewhere. I am with the giver, within the giver, without the giver. Within and without. Because that is the relationship we have. And that relationship you can develop by total surrender, which cannot come to you in one Janma. But sow the seeds now in this Janma. And that is how you get. In the next Janma, you'll be very close to Shirdi Baba. Or maybe very close to Sri Charana, right? Charitamritam. Maybe you are getting close to Sri Narasimha Saraswati. Or even Akalkot Maharaj. All these people, or even Parani Siddhar, right? Kanakambatti Siddhar. He did everything all this Maharishis did. He did everything that all the Sadgurus did. The last satsang, in the end, I told just one miracle he did. He is doing miracle after his Samadhi in 2014, just 10 years ago. He is doing miracles today. And he will do miracles tomorrow. I'm sorry for that word tomorrow. That's a Fox 4 weather report when you are watching. A voice, ghostly, ghastly voice will come say, Anderson County, blah, 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 tomorrow. Is exactly I mimicked. Am I right? Because when we hear that voice, we go away into some other channel, CBS. Fortunately, there is no such ghost of a voice about weather channel. All that they should do is, I'm going to write to the president of Fox, who is a multi-billionaire. I don't have any qualms. This is whose idea is the ugliest idea in my 40 years in the United States. Tomorrow, bad weather, right? All the Henderson County, this county, that county, except Tarrant County where you live, all counties are there, right? I'm coming back to this inimitable story. This Dada Kadam is a wonderful resident of Ratnagiri. Ratnagiri is a city in Maharashtra. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it is Maharashtra. Ratnagiri town, his father was a physician. You are going to like this story. It could be a second time, but long ago I covered one chapter. This is 3 chapters on Dada Kadam. I'm going to tell you how his life was changed by Shirdi Baba's doings. And Shirdi Baba did enormous things. That's what Shirdi Baba does to people who you surrender, to the people who surrender to him. Surrendering, true surrender, I told you some qualities, but there are other qualities. You never worry about it. When you go to bed, thank Baba and then sleep. Sleep like Kumbhakarna, without that Walgreen tablet. Am I right? Or without even melatonin. So many people use melatonin. Nothing wrong about it. But other sleeping tablets will be habit forming. What actually is habit forming is listening to Shirdi Baba and surrendering before you sleep should be habit forming. Wo to hota nahi. Why not? I've been talking to so many people. Last 1 week I was talking in California with so many devotees on the phone. I traveled even 2 hours to meet one devotee, right? San Diego. So why is all these things happening? I look at people, I look at their karma. Of course, I look at their LDL and total cholesterol also. That's what they came here for. Mama, what is my LDL? Is my liver too much of secreting too much of LDL or HDL? Their meaning of HDL, LDL. What is the expansion? Nobody knows. Mama, we know it as HDL. You know it, Mama. You tell us. Triglycerides. Everything numbers are given. Corporations' future balance sheets are given for the next 3 years. Deferred liabilities. I told one CFO, Mama, how do you know our deferred liabilities? Do you get balance sheet in the email? No, I hacked your that machine. What is called computer. I didn't hack. The hacking technology of Shirdi Baba is very different. I read your mind. I read. Baba will show me this is what this is, this what that. So when I told him, he was very surprised. I told him how to reduce it also. When he gets promoted, he will definitely do that. Powerful hints about the balance sheet. Powerful hints about how many more his company's product he will sell. How will he take the competitor, another big company in Canada and the United States? They have to take in order to beat their sales. After all, sales is everything, right? You develop an excellent technology. You have a wonderful, wonderful, knowledgeable, very much focused IT chief. You have a fantastic CFO. You have a beautiful headquarters somewhere in Japan. What's wrong with all these things? There's nothing wrong. All these people have to work in tandem. For instance, a tractor manufacturing. For instance, your own mind, indriyas you are controlling. You have to find out how many things are straying away from your mind. Right? How many things you are not able to control? You can ask me. I'll tell you instantly how to control that particular part. Ask Saraswati, she will say. Any bosses are down below anybody, any colleague trying to challenge her, trying to jeer and leer at her, she has told me that night itself. Did you not tell me? And that person will be dealt with instantly. How Baba is dealing with that, that is a secret between him and me, or between me and all Sadgurus. For that, you have to surrender totally. This fellow who was born in Ratnagiri, we will call him Dada Kadam. He didn't want to follow his father's footsteps, and he was Gaikwad Maharaj's personal physician, okay, internal medicine. And then he didn't want to. In 1970, actual wake-up call came from Shirdi Baba, Dada Kadam. In 1960, he got married. Young man got married to wife's name is Sumitra Desai. They moved to Mumbai. Soon after the marriage, one day they all went to Andheri. Why? All the friends are there. We will go and make Allah Gullah and all these things, okay? So we will go there and enjoy. As you say, we will have fun. They went there, but at that time there was a yogini named Saraswati Amma. Was there camping there. This Saraswati Amma is a very powerful lady. She actually lived in that year, 1960, 1970. And then when they came to know, there was an invitation sent by Saraswati Amma to Kadam and his friends. But Kadam didn't believe, because Kadam was writing notices, political notices, opposing the government or opposing the local government. He wanted to change the government. He was in the thick and thin of local politics. But then a friend said, "Arey yaar, chalo, kuch fun nikalenge." Okay, we will all go. We will have some fun. They went there. But then what happened was anything but fun. Saraswati Amma asked this guy, who is this guy? Dada Kadam. Come on over. Sit in front of me. And then he sat. I don't know the power of all these powerful people, right? Spiritually powerful people. They just say, come. People come. They just say, sit down. They come. They just say, the black person inside you, the bad karma, it comes out. That is the mark of a true person. He can do anything you want. He can change your life from the tonight. All these things are done. Some people, whenever they are doing, Baba comes and helps. That's a true mark of surrender. If you have surrendered, Baba will come and help you and me. Saraswati Amma says, put your hand forward. When he puts a hand forward, Saraswati Amma just takes her palm and then tries bracing on Kadam's palm. When she's doing that, a powerful electricity goes through Kadam's hand, Dada Kadam's hand. Actually, what his friends and he saw was, you will be wonderstruck. Actual electricity, the lightning bolt emanated from Saraswati Amma's hands. They saw that. And then it came through, it went up to sky, and then it entered Kadam's in a jiffy. In no time, it entered Kadam's body through the hand. The friends were all shocked. My God, we wanted to have fun here in Andheri. We came to see Saraswati Amma, and this is what is happening. And then Saraswati Amma smiled, and then she took her palm off. All these things happen in 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Took her palm off. A beautiful, beautiful, very nice, well sculpted, small vigraham, brass vigraham of statue of Radha Krishna was in Kadam's hand. This picture is available. The statue is still available in his home. When that was available, when he got that, and Saraswati Amma spoke, you keep it with you, you do puja in your puja room, all right? And then he said, in 20 years, you will meet with my Sadguru who will change your life. 20 years, she could predict 20 million years, she had the Siddhi, but then she said, in 20 years, my Sadguru will change your life. This fellow internally, even though he was subjected to lots of miracles, Kadam thought, what is this? I'm a politically leaning guy. What is that this spiritual leader saying? He didn't believe anything. In none of the things he believed, it made no sense to him, absolutely. And therefore he came back. 1968. From Bombay, he moves to Ratnagiri. Because in Ratnagiri, Shirdi Baba had to do his Sadguru or her Sadguru, whoever it is, had to do lots of miracles, pages and pages of miracles in a book he had to do. Remember, that is how Sadgurus choose some people to carry on the message. Several people asked me in my life, the last 50, 55, 60 years, Mama, how do you alone do that? Mama, how is your satsang in English? You are the only one who do Shirdi Baba lectures in English. In India, everybody, even Shankar Maharaj has told me, all the others in Shirdi said everybody is doing in their local lingo. India has got 29 languages. They do that in Telugu, Hindi, right? English. No, not in English. In between, they will have a few sentences. I'm the only person, Shirdi told me. They said, Uncle, you come sometime. A very powerful man in the Sansan said, Uncle, next visit, we will invite you for a satsang in the Sansan. I said, give me at least 6 months' time. I got to prepare a proper topic so that the entire India will get. You invite Narendra Modi also, because he will be Prime Minister once again. Because he is the person who is interested in her kone par in India. He goes and develops human mind. He doesn't mind who are all the opposition leaders. He doesn't mind what India is representing. I.N. blah, blah, blah. India, that is already disintegrating. He doesn't mind. The latest interview this morning in Varanasi, he told beautiful Hindi. My wife was watching. From his facial expression, there's no English translation. She said, is it what's English? She doesn't understand Hindi that well. My daughter does to a great extent. She loves Hindi. I told her, he says, Narendra Modi says, in every kone par, I'll develop India. I am for India. If I have not done so, don't vote for me. He's telling Varanasi where that is his conscience. He has to become PM only if he succeeds. 400 ke par jayenge. 400 on the right side out of 565 votes in Lok Sabha seats. So he is very confident we will have a clean sweep. I wish he gets. Because a saintly, good man who wants to develop. Like I am developing every human mind. I never ignore anybody. That is why my wife finds fault with me. You know why? You are working 24 hours a day. You come to bed at 1 o'clock and then you are talking too much in your throat. The last 1 week I've been talking with every day after 2 p.m. to 10:30, 10:55, 11. And then the host where I am staying will indulge in spiritual talk after 11 p.m. Why I am saying is, I don't mind doing it. I was only worried yesterday I came, and then 2 days ago I came, and then I am coming for the fourth Saturday. Still, you have to understand what I am talking. This fellow goes to Ratnagiri, and in 1970, say 1968 or 69, in 1970, he goes to Ratnagiri to his home for work regarding his newspaper. He starts a newspaper. A number of colleagues come to his home on a particular day. A number of his colleagues were interested in politics of the state, okay, local rejuvenating through politics. And they're all there. At about 11 a.m., a fakir was standing at the door chanting Jai Guru Datta, okay, Shri Guru Datta, Jai Guru Datta, Gurudev Datta. He's saying constantly, and the fakir was dressed in a long lungi with a white shirt. Okay, a lungi and a long white shirt, otherwise it is. And then he had a jolly bag slung over his shoulder, and he had a very short hair. This fellow sees that fakir, goes out and gives him 1 anna. 1 anna is 1/16th of a rupee, and 1 rupee is 82.83 rupees is $1. Just for the youngsters who are born here, and for the elders who have forgotten rupee. Even though you have 15 lakhs in rupee accounts in India, you are chasing dollars. Gives 1 anna. Baba is looking at him. Okay, you are writing a newspaper, you get a lot of things, you give 1 anna. Okay, he thinks. Just he was about to give it, the fakir catches hold of Kadam's hand. Everybody likes his personality and his hand. He catches hold, and Kadam feels electricity. The bolt, the lightning bolt, is not seen this time like Saraswati Amma. He sees it is very, very shocking to me, and then is presently shocking. And then the fakir says, when he is not leaving his hand, I am saying, I am going to Ganapati Pura. Please give me something to give it to the Lord. Ganapati Pura is going. And then this fellow brings 3 rupees. Okay, a fakir has come, you have to respect. 3 rupees he hands over to the fakir. And then the fakir said, is there somebody inside your home? He says, a number of people are there. They're all my colleagues. Why are you asking this question? And then he says, okay, I am, he says, son, bring me some mud. Because, if all the colleagues are there, they will say, they will throw me out, they will beat me. He's a fakir. Bring me some mud. So he goes in and brings some mud. That mud is playing, the fakir is playing around, and then he says, can you go in and bring some paper? Preferably that wax paper or aluminum sheet, so that I want to do something. So he goes in, he's looking at the fakir. What is this fellow? His demands are increasing. He's asking for more and more and more and more. I can't serve this fakir. I gave him 1 anna, he should go. And then that fakir is smiling at the thought. And then he brings a paper. And then the fakir placed the mud in the paper and made a sweet little packet. And the packet is given in the palms. Show me your hand. Everybody is asking him to show the hand. He thinks Saraswati Amma didn't know he is doing. What's going on here? He shows the hand. The packet is placed neatly in his hand. And then he says at the time, when the packet goes into sand, Kadam's body goes into a heat swirl. He feels 105 degrees. His body becomes 105 degrees, and then should be Fahrenheit, right? F. Okay, not C. Okay. Then he will become 85 degrees C. The cake shop, 83 degrees, right? So he's become 105 degrees, and then he says, and then he says, the fakir is laughing, and then when he is laughing, he leaves his hand, and then he becomes suddenly normal. And then the fakir asked Kadam, don't reveal this to somebody. When he takes his hand off, it becomes something else. In no book it is said what that material was, but I know what it is. Earlier he got Radha Krishna, right? Now he is getting some other statue. That fakir is saying, don't reveal this to anybody. You keep it in your puja room and do puja. Don't reveal to anybody. And then he says, okay. And then he says immediately, fakir, I have to give some offering to the deity of Ganagapur. I'm going to Ganagapur to meet you know whom, right? So in Ganagapur, I had to give some obeisance to the Lord, Sri Narasimha Saraswati, feeling a little, right? So last night you perhaps didn't sleep. It's all right. There are so many devotees who don't sleep, who sleep 2 hours a day. Am I right? 2 hours a day I have seen them all. Somebody who was traveling, driving all the night, and then suddenly a thunderstorm comes, she stops. She also didn't sleep well. Did I sleep well? No. But I am not going to doze off, okay? If I doze off, who will take over from me the satsang? I don't know. I am not going to. So he says, give me something. This fellow goes inside and then brings 15 rupees. And then the fakir says, can you please make it 21 rupees? He goes inside and brings 6 more rupees. Watch this. Shirdi Baba does this often. You give him a kesari in a Dwarakamayi Puja, he says, I want some kheer. Like the kheer, she made today. And then when kheer is given, he says, can you give me some pudi? When pudi is given, he says, you would have given only pudi because, fakir is asking. And the fakir has got very powerful eyes, very powerful eyes. So you all get a hint, but then he didn't. Because he is a politicizing man, he doesn't know who is Sadguru, what is spirituality. In politics, spirituality is often missing. Until this Prime Minister of India came into being, lot of spirituality. I'm not referring to even the mandir who opened. Even otherwise, he is a saintly man. That is why he is able to serve every Indian. कोने कोने पर जाते हैं. And he says, Bayo or Beno, in a style that my daughter imitates very well. Such was the person, he is becoming one. And then when 15 plus 6, 21 is given, he is about to leave, and then he says, oh Gurudev, he is leaving, this fakir should leave me forever. He turns around, he says, oh, the last request for this visit, can you give me a chadar, a bed sheet? Chadar is a Hindi word. Can you give me? And he goes inside. What is this man's demands are increasing? And then he says, I'm not going to answer. He just goes and then closes the door. Doesn't slam because he has some bhakti towards this. He has some premonition that, okay, this fakir will not leave me that easily. And something good will come out of the fakir. So the fakir goes, his wife is working, therefore she came from the work at about 6 p.m. He tells his wife. Dada Kadam tells his wife, all these things happened. He asks for chadar. She says very calmly, very spiritual person, she said, if somebody asks, a fakir asks for chadar, it must be Shirdi Baba. Shirdi Baba usually asks when he is coming in person a chadar. And therefore the wife says, oh, you should have given, with great regard for Dada Kadam, you should have given, but that's okay. And then Baba molds his devotees subtly and suitably. This is the molding process for a surrender. I told you have to surrender. I am also guiding you how to surrender. Listen to Sai stories. That's the heading of this evening, right? And therefore, I'm carrying you. Baba covers the devotees with his blue light. Dada Kadam, that fakir is walking, and then next day, his wife is asking Kadam, I am very busy. I'm on. There's no computer in those days, no cell phone, right? So I got to go to work, and therefore, can you go and get some surf detergent? Surf. India is famous. Even here you get surf. Am I right? In this country? Yeah, surf is available in Indian stores. Okay. All right. So he says, can you get me some surf detergent? And that day, some other friends turned up to his home, and then when they were going, Dada Kadam says he also goes out along with them. He tells them, hey, I'll come up in your gadi up to the bazaar because I got to make some, buy some tarkariya and surf, some detergent. So he remembers very well. He takes his key and then locks his home. Say 2 times, 3 times he checks, he locks all the friends. They all go up to the bazaar and then the friends take leave. He collects some vegetables for the next day, for the week, and then forgets the detergent. He is coming halfway to the home. Oh, I forgot. My wife asked me, for surf. So he forgot surf. He goes into a store and then he buys a detergent with a nice picture of a key. Key. The big picture, that's called the key, the detergent, okay? I'm not sure if it's available in India. This is 1970. And he is coming close with that key and vegetables. He enters his home, the door is ajar, and then he sees on the dining table this fakir sitting. He gets a shock. He has opened the door, and then he's sitting there waiting for Kadam. When Kadam goes, he didn't say anything. And then he doesn't say anything, and then he sees his eyes are more powerful, more love and compassion oozing out. But then his mind was whirling with lots of thoughts. He said, ये तो बहुत चालू आदमी हो, बहुत चालू. He should be 420, 420, okay? 420 means 400, everybody knows. 400 के पार जाएंगे. So they will. 420. And then he thinks, what is he doing? And then at that time, the fakir is reading it. And he says, this Dada Kadam says, I got to somehow surrender to him. Otherwise, he chodega nahi. He will not leave me. So I will take refuge. I will totally surrender. He does Sashtanga Namaskar. At this time, the fakir is laughing. And then while laughing, he shows on the dining table is the key detergent. He says, hey, you got the keys to your home. Right there, you see the key? He looks at the key. And then he's shocked. My God, he's also very intelligent, not only cunning. He's not 420, he's 421, 422, all these things. That's what he's thinking. In the book it says. And then he leaves. He's accompanying this fakir, powerful fakir, until the next room in his home. In the next room, he just disappears. At that time, he thinks a total surrender is a must with this fakir. This fakir has already done so much. This fakir has entered my home. So what he does is, immediately he leaves from Ratnagiri, all these things happening. He goes to Pune in 1980. 1980 to 1985, Dada Kadam lives in Pune. Pune is a known city for him. Therefore, different instructions. At Pune, he keeps on getting voices. In his ears, he's getting instructions. Day in and day out. Oh karo, ye karo. Do that, do this, do everything. Total surrender, develop this, develop that. He is completely confused. Now he realizes, Baba's, the fakir's ways. Fakir is none other than Baba. You all know that by now. Fakir's ways are always very mysterious. I use 3 words. What are my miracles are? Yeah. So, these very mysterious ways, and then therefore, he goes to Pune, and then in Pune he is thinking, I hand over my life to Baba and surrendered to him the will. The book says, hand over my life to Baba, because by the time he doesn't know, but the book, the author writes, complete total surrender. And then he goes to Pune, and then 80 to 85, I told you. And then he appears in a dream, and then takes him by a car in the dream, takes Kadam in the car, the same fakir. With great compassion and powerful blue eyes, he takes him to a particular area. It is called the Deccan Gymkhana. Those of you who are from Pune knows Deccan Gymkhana very well. Okay, I have gone to Pune and I know Deccan Gymkhana. Very vast and beautiful area, the Gymkhana. And then he says, next to Deccan Gymkhana is your new home. You will have a new home. And then very next day he goes there, finds a home. No lessees. So he takes up the home, rent and everything is available, ready. He signs the paper and he goes there next week. During the dreams, Dada Kadam also gets a mantra. The mantra is Om Hreem Sri Sai Om. Om Hreem Sri Sai Om. He gets that mantra. You can shift to a sofa, please. And the host may help. Radhakrishnan, please help. In 1985, millions and millions of times, he chants this mantra. When he is chanting, he becomes more spiritual. And he has already been ushered into the spiritual life. He has been shown several things. Therefore, Dada Kadam's life is actually changing from 1970, and therefore this is already 1985 when mantra is there. There are several other miracles he does. So many miracles that I cannot tell. His life was completely Shirdi Baba. He is the one who built Om Sai Siddhalaya. In 1985, he returns to Ratnagiri. In Ratnagiri, he has a home. Baba appears in the dream. He had already sold the home in Ratnagiri. When he comes to Ratnagiri, his favorite town, Baba appears in his dream and says, "Your new home will be between Maruti Mandir and the file." He says, "File." There is a JK filing factory there, and therefore this fellow Kadam goes, and between the Maruti Mandir and the JK filing factory, he sees a continuous shops, about 10 shops. Just behind, the shop owner has built a home. He takes that home on lease. Got a new home in Pune. He leaves that. He comes to Ratnagiri because of his what? He is very passionate about Ratnagiri. Some of you are passionate about Chennai. Some people about Coimbatore. Some people about Lucknow. Some Pune, right? Some Bhopal, Nagpur, Hyderabad. So many people, so many of you are very fond of Hyderabad because Hyderabad is India, to me at least. He goes to Ratnagiri, finds a home. Initially, very few people came, but then in the prayer room, lots of sannyasis, maharishis came. Very famous names. I can't take the story. Will be almost 1 or 2 hours. Lots of people come and give Maruti statue. One day Baba says, "Hey, build a duni and let me face the east. Let me face the sun." In the dream, he says. Therefore, the puja room is facing the east, and then he builds a duni one day. It's a very fine instance. One day, 4 a.m., his home is on fire. He wakes up and sees there is lots of logs of wood which is burning, and then Baba comes and says, "Don't, put off this fire. This is going to be my duni," and then it disappears in the dream. He also says, "If you put off, I'll chop your both the legs off." He says, "Exactly, both the feet will be chopped off." So Kadam hurriedly went and got some firewood and he offered to the Duni. He thought, if I don't follow his instructions, he will really break my feet. That's what Kadam in the interview says. So Baba instructed him to have this thing. The Duni is ready, his puja room is ready. That very soon becomes a temple. 2 devotees becomes 20 devotees becomes 2000 devotees. Why so many people went to the temple is, this is the most important thing about Ratnagiri temple, which is still there. Any prayer you have in the temple is fulfilled. Anything you ask there in the Ratnagiri temple, don't take it lightly. It will be fulfilled. There are tons and tons and tons and tons of pages about this Ratnagiri temple. And people got, when you go into that Dunimai, some people get Maruti statue, some people get Nandi, some people get Shiva. His wife got, Sumitra Desai got Shiva and Nandi both, because the Lord Shiva picture is there in the temple. She got it and is still there in the home in Ratnagiri. It became such a popular temple. It was beating in wealth any other temple in India in 1980. And Baba initiated and he found out materialized his padukas. And then I stop only very, abruptly this particular story, because this is a very beautiful story. But then I have time for 1 or 2 more stories, right? Or can I stop and we'll do the puja? Huh? One more? Oh, anytime. Okay. I'll continue with Dada story. Dada story is very famous, and in Ratnagiri temple, miracles happen even today. If you want to go to Ratnagiri, please visit this temple, okay? Kadam's temple. I'll take you to another story. Why do I take to this particular story? All stories refer to total surrender. People cannot have total surrender. The Upanishads say very clearly, in Kali Yuga it is impossible unless you are directly descendant from Shirdi Baba or Sri Charana or Narsimha Saraswati, or have they come before you and blessed you, then it is possible. Then you can have total detachment. You are so attached to them in this world and nothing will mean anything to you. For that, you have to see them, they have to come before you and bless you. Then it's all possible. Therefore, this family in those days is a contemporary of Shirdi Baba. This Sita Devi and Jyotindra Ramachandra Tharkad. It's a brief story. Sita Devi wanted to go to Pandarpur for a very long time. Sita Devi had seen Shirdi Baba in the Dwarakamayi, and then he already did a great this thing by just one look. They became so intimate. By the eyes spoke something. Jyotindra was a 14, 15-year-old high school boy. He didn't understand anything, and then Sita Devi's migraine headache had gone forever. After that entire life, the frail looking lady never got migraine. That was a very good thing. She became very nice. Her face reflected happiness, power, and then pleasantries she had with everybody, including her husband, another famous Ramachandra Atmaram Tharkad. She went to Shirdi and pleaded with Shirdi Baba, I want to go to Pandarpur. Baba told her, Pandarpur is here, Ganga is here. Baba used to call Godavari river Ganga. You all know that. So she was told, you stay here. But then she said, every woman, every family should go to Pandarpur at least once in their lifetime. Every Maharashtrian, particularly Maharashtrian, they go to Pandarpur. I have covered this, the long lines, who arranges the lines, how do they sleep on the street in parks, who arranges water for them. I have arranged. In fact, we saw from the car, we saw miles and miles and miles and miles on the way to Pune from Shirdi. They were going to Pandarpur. They keep on walking. They don't wear even shoes or chappals. They are allowed to, but then they don't. So, Sita Devi gets the permission. Finally, Shirdi Baba yields, and this is a very nice lady. She is dedicated to me. All right, Pandarpur is here, but you want to go to real Pandarpur, you go, and therefore they go. One fine morning, they go with all the puja material. They take shower and then eat a little bit of a few snacks. And then Sita Devi with the Jyotindra, Ramachandra Tharkad, we will call him Jyotindra. They both go into the temple. The pujari is there, and Pandarpur Bhavan, you all know Vittalji, right? And Rakumai. So Vittalji is there, his statue is on 3 steps. As always, you find. Incidentally, Pandarpur is the place where Das Ganu's last human remains lie there in his, what do you call, cemetery or last remains in where he's lying in Samadhi. So when they go inside the temple, when they get in the temple and then they do the puja for about 45 minutes, they do, the Sita Devi is very happy, and then she has taken a beautiful garland, the like of which our devotee Srimati Ratna Sirisha makes, or a few other devotees, beautiful garlands she is having in her hand. When she is having, she's a lot lady, she's a puny lady, and therefore she cannot, she goes into the step, the pujari says you cannot go up the steps. And she's holding, she's looking at her son Jyotindra, and Jyotindra says, Amma, you got permission from Shirdi Baba, Shirdi Deva. Now, any problem in Bombay in our home, we all refer to Shirdi Baba and the problem gets solved. Therefore, why don't you ask Shirdi Deva and he will give you permission. She is praying to Shirdi Baba. At that time, the pujari is also watching. He flatly refuses, nobody can go up except me, because he's a very mighty Lord, very powerful Lord. At that time, she is praying. Jyotindra is opening his eyes and sees Vittalji's statue. He is coming down. 3 steps, the Vittalji statue came down, and then the statue bent, so that Jyotindra says, Ma, dekh lo, dekh lijiye, abhi dekh lijiye. The statue has come down. You can garland now immediately. She opens her eyes. She cannot believe. She garlands. The pujari there also has written in Marathi an account of this. Nobody has seen such things in that Pandarpur temple so far. This is the first time. Because Shirdi Baba has blessed her to go to Pandarpur, and she is a great lady. She was living in total surrender. Sita Devi. She garlands and then the statue slowly moves back to the third steps and then to the pedestal and then keeps stable. The pujari was shocked. He comes and does namaskar. What's he doing, Rani? He's doing Sita Devi. The pujari does namaskar to Jyotindra and Sita Devi. And to which Jyotindra says, I'm a very normal person. We are all devotees of Shirdi Baba. That's all I can tell you. So we are leaving. And then he comes along with them and gets to ask Sita Devi several questions in Marathi. Of course, there is a book that says what are all going on that day in Pandharpur. No doubt, there are lots of people. A number of people who come to Pandharpur today seeking Bhagavan's answer to lots of questions. And Dasganu is lying in state there. You can go and see. There are several temples next to the Pandharpur temple. It will take more than 1 week to see all those temples. And a beautiful river is going there. When I told you this story, I again insist this depicts total surrender. And I told you total surrender is impossible for anybody to achieve, particularly Lord Kali. I have great respect for him also. He is a Lord. Lord Kali has spoken to Lord Shiva. Shiva said, don't touch my devotees. You can do your kale, all this with all the other people, but not with Shiva devotees. Anybody is wearing Rudra you cannot touch. So that is happening even in Kali Yuga. Even today it is happening. All those who go to Rudra Puja, right, in temples. That's the reason Rudra Puja is a day when thousands of people come to the temple. Capacity is only 250, but 1,000 people will be inside. Why? You have to believe in total surrender. You have to develop a pure heart and have belief in the Lord. And in this case, the Lord is the most powerful Lord who takes your Sanchita karma, puts that, apportions them into prarabdha karma, Lord Shiva. That is why you should be very friendly with all those who have the name Lord Shiva, Shiva. There are 3 persons who are here. I am very close to all the 3. Sai uncle is very close. I respect both the Shivas. That's why in my lecture, Dancing with Shiva said, real Shiva may not be available. There are 2 Shivas. Your choice. Both the Shivas do know dancing. If you want to know more about that, read that book. Beautiful book, Dancing with Shiva. All his plays, leelas are explained there. I end this evening with this beautiful story of Pandharpur. I have brought stories about so many. For instance, I have stories about Mahadev, Samarth Ram. You will be wondering, who is this Mahadev? He will become a Maharishi if I tell one more time. No, I want to become a doctor or IT or artificial intelligence. Is he here? No, obviously not. He's only 8 days, 10 days old, right? Yeah, approximately. I can talk about a PhD oncologist researcher. I can talk about a great landowner from Bangalore. I can talk about this great brother devotees from New Jersey. I can talk about this Houston devotee who is not able to sleep. Suddenly she sleeps only 4 hours. And then I can talk about, this is a very important thing. I can talk about Srimati Jyoti and the professor husband. And I can talk for hours together about Srimati Nandini, the IT chief in a global company. I chose a few people. I can keep on telling you about there is one more bundle. Why I chose these people is, these are all persons who talk to me about, Mama, tell me how to develop good karma. There is an MD in Houston who said, how to develop good karma and erase simultaneously the bad karma we are doing. I told, hello doctor, do you do any bad karma every day? Mama, when I see a patient, that patient is lying there, he is half dead or half alive. I have to do have some punya and good karma to make him revive, right? The anesthetist comes. For 1 hour he'll be, in coma-like condition. And then the neuro oncologist will come and cut open his skull. Mama, after all this, he has to wake up, otherwise I'll be sued. I said, it's all right. You won't be sued. You have $5 million. Malpractice insurance. No, Mama, we don't have 5 million. Make it 5 million. I tell her, you are developing very good karma. Every patient you are prescribing the right medications. Every patient you talk like an MD and a mother. Every patient you talk and for hours together, every day. And when you come home, you also treat your husband, your children like a doctor? No, like a mother and a wife. They shift their roles the moment they come home. We have seen it. With our own eyes, we see doctors coming home. How is that possible? That person has so much of goodwill of this Sadgurus. That person develops so much of good karma. But still, she asked me, how to develop good karma? I told her, when you invite me and give me food, you will get 10% of my good karma and punya. Mama, you stay with us in Houston forever. I'll take all your good karma. I won't give you bad karma. It's all right. Every moment I develop good karma because I talk about Sadgurus. I want to help. So I am helping so many people thanks to Shirdi Baba, thanks to the other Sadgurus. So you develop good karma. That is the road I am taking you. I've said several lectures, satsangs. I mentioned these names because these are all people who chose that road. Thousands of people have chosen this road on this planet. And I am covering slowly everybody I am covering in this lecture. Now, we will do the puja. I hope on this road you will continue to travel and become well known in several books to be written yet. All right, let us do the puja now. Om Sri Sai. Om Sri Sai Sri Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sri Lakshmi Naraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sri Krishna Rama Siva Maruti Yati Rupaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sri Sesha Saine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Godavari Tata Shiladivasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Hridayalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Hridayavasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Buddha Bhavishya Pava Varjitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Buddha Vasaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kalatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kaladarpadamanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Mrityunjayaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amartyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Martya Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jivadaryaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvadaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavana Samarthaya Namaha. Bhaktavana Pradignyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Annavastradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arogya Shemadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Dhanamangalya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Riddhi Siddhidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Putra Mitra Kalatra Bandhudaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yoga Shema Bhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Apad Bandhavaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Marga Bandhave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakti Mukti Swarga Pavargataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Preeti Vardhanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Antaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satchidatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Nityanandaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramasugataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parameshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Swarupine Namaha. Jagadapitreya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktanam Matrudatru Pitamahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Bhakta Paradinaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Anugraha Kataraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Saranagada Vatsalaya Namaha. This is Saranagada means total surrender. Om Sri Sai Saranagada Vatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakti Sakti Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Vairagyadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prema Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samshaya Hridaya Daurbalya Papa Karma Vasana Chayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Hridaya Granthi Bedagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Karma Dvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Karma Dvamsine Namaha. Sutta Sasvastidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Gunadida Gunatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Ananta Kalyana Gunaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amita Parakramaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amita Parakramaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Durdarshar Shobhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Aparajitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Trilekeshu Abhigata Gataye Namaha. Asakya Rahidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asakya Rahidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvasakti Murtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Swarupa Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulokshanaya Namaha. Bahiruba Vishwamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulokshanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arubhavyaktaaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asintaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Manovagatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prema Murtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asahaya Sahayaya Namaha. Anadanada Dina Bandhave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Bharaptute Namaha. Akarmaneka Karma Sukarmine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Punya Shravana Geetnaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Tirthaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satam Gataye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satparayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Loganathaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhavananagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amrutamsave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amrutamsave Namaha. Bhaskara Prabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Gunadida Gunatmane Namaha. Brahmacharya Tapasaryadi Suvrataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddheshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddheshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yogeshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhagavate Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satpurushaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satyadatta Bodhagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kamadi Sadvairidvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Apedanandanubhava Prabhaya Namaha. Samasarvamata Sammataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Sri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Venkatesa Ramanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Atpudananda Sharyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvavid Sarvatomukaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prabhannarti Haraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarvadukka Shayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarvadukka Shayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvamangalagharaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvamangalagharaya Namaha. Sarvamangalagharaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvabhishta Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samarasa Shanmargastapanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samartha Sadguru Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sai Nadaya Namaha. Sai Nadaya Namaha. Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sri Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayaga Rajadhiraja Yogi Raja Parabrahma Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.
शिर्डी माझे पंढरपूर साई बाबा रमावर साई रमावर
सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय।
ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः। ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
ॐ साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः। जय जय साई नमो नमः। सद्गुरु साई नमो नमः।
साई नमो नमः। श्री साई नमो नमः।